Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Brahma Mira Stiparan Takare. Banu Shashi Mimisito. Buddha Shah Guru Shah Shukra. Shani Rahu Keteva. Sarvigraha Shantikara Bhavantu. Om Om Hrim Gurave Namaha. Om Hrim Shukraya Namaha. Om Shrimate Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya. Well, greetings and welcome to another episode of Cosmic Kev 100, your weekly astro video zine. And happy Hanukkah. This is why I've got my Hanukkah pajamas on today for this week's going, and recorded this on the first day of Hanukkah, or possibly leading to the second night. And Hogsmaneach. So, the Festival of Lights, what's the whole deal is, we've got a history throughout the world of what I would call the Babylon system, folks. And we might say it started in Babylon. It might have started way before that, but eventually it got to the Greeks, the Romans, all the banks in England that run the world today. It's an interesting place, and it's really amazing to me how, like, the international banking system, it is able to protect itself so well, and all the corporate State Street, Vanguard, BlackRock, and everyone who's behind that or above that, they're that shadow. So it's amazing thing to me. But what Hanukkah's about is like a victory over all that stuff. Powers that be at that time of the Greeks, they desecrated the temple with pig's blood and manure, and threatened the people of Israel. And it was really hard to get the young men to fight back. And yes, the miracle is that the oil in the lamp did last for 8 days. But I think the real miracle to me is the fact that the Maccabees that fought the Greeks back were old men. They were not the young men. And I guess when you're going to go and all you have to bring with you is what the Creator's given you, and you're going to go in the presence of the divine parents, of your Heavenly Father, you want to be in your best, and you want to do the best for your people. And anyhow, those old men kicked the Greeks' ass. So, I'm just going to say, giving it up, to those who protect their families, and giving it up to those who want to worship freely the way they choose to worship. So, the Hanukkah prayer in Hebrew is Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu v'tzmato v'tzivanu lahalech shel Hanukkah. Amen. I don't know if I did that very well, but it's something like that. We'll look it up later. I'll have to edit this. Anyhow, I am so grateful to be with you. So this is an astrology thing, and we're looking at the moon for Friday, which is the 28th, I believe, of December. Indeed it is. And the moon will be seen in the constellation of Scorpio. And so, I have it on I have it in the tropical right now, kind of leaning towards Sagittarius, because in tropical later on today, the moon will be in Sagittarius. So, well, in the Vedic astrology, and it goes back. I've had people say that even Abraham, Brahman, and Saraswati are related to this old Vedic religion. So I'm And some would probably find that really sacrilegious. And I don't, you know what, folks, we're always discovering new things, and I don't know. You know, I'm here to say that I'm learning, and this is what I do know from Vedic teachings here, is that, you know, we've got this moon in Anuradha Nakshatra. So Radha was a gopi. She was someone who followed Krishna, and she wasn't of the same caste as Krishna. And so she wasn't really considered to be appropriate. She might have actually been a married woman too. I've heard different things, but she loved to hear Krishna do his songs at night. And so she would come out to listen to him, to be devoted to him. And in that, you know, that place of devotion, one of the symbols for Anuradha is the lotus. And the lotus blooms in the mud. And this is really probably one of the best examples of Scorpio. You know, beyond the whole things of jealousy, vengeance, incredible creativity, intuition, birth, sex, and death, all that 8th house stuff. The lotus is being able to deal with all the ickiness and come out and bloom beautifully. And so, and the other thing is that the lotus in the dry season dies, withers, and casts its seeds in the dirt, which becomes mud in the rainy season. And then the lotus grows again, and then forms a bud, and then blooms beautifully. And you know, this is my wish for a happy New Year for you, happy Hanukkah, you know, Christmas, Julian Christmas, January 6th, is that we would bloom, you know, even though there's muddy situations and a lot of people have been predicting gloom. You know, most of the gloomy stuff that had been predicted had not been nearly as bad as what the, you know, people that kind of celebrate evil. Now, the thing is, we do have to protect ourselves. You know, I put my seatbelt on and things like that. I don't think every single, you know, medical intervention is definitely necessary in this country, especially in a profit-driven society. Really makes things very tricky. And indoctrination's always been a big thing. And, you know, open-minded learning is really different than being indoctrinated. And so we have to cast away what's not working for us. One of the things about Anuradha Nakshatra is it's a triumphant gateway. And so part of the triumphant gateway is just going through whatever you got to go through and having that victory ultimately. And also the thing about Anuradha is making friends in other places. You know, all my siblings live in Southern California, so it's hard for me to see them regularly, you know, but I have a relationship with that place because I grew up down there. And but I've been in Northern California most of my life at this point, in not Bay Area Northern California. I mean, I'm talking real Northern California, the North State. And it's different, you know, and so, but everybody's important, no matter who you are, what your beliefs, what your politics are. In the eyes of the Creator, you're all important. And the real importance is that we love each other and that we don't be distracted from love by negative systems. Yeah. You know, I just like I had a friend, he posted something about, you know, how bad Oklahoma was compared to Massachusetts. Well, and there are numerous things. But it was like one thing I thought about these two places. I said, well, both of these places have had a horrible history of racism, and one's rich and one's poor. You know, I mean, it was mainly, you know, kind of patting on the back people who were Democrats. I think actually in the recent years, I suppose. I don't know. You know, I can't really get behind any of this stuff because it's all a bunch of nonsense run by big bankers anyhow, and you know, or as my friends in England would say, it's run by big wankers. So, I mean, you know, this morning you'll have a moon in Scorpio, highest highs, lowest lows, goes into Sagittarius in Western Later on, a little after 11:30, and the rest of the weekend dominated by the Sagittarius moon. So it's kind of a lot of travel is going to happen this weekend. I've spoken to a lot of people, and it's a time to be philosophically free, I suppose. And in Vedic astrology, sun's in Sagittarius until probably like the 13th, 14th of January. And so and then it goes into Capricorn. Because like I said, the tropical astrology, I've said many times, is based on seasons, whereas Vedic astrology is based on closer to where the constellations are. So here we go. In the Western tropical tradition, though, sign by sign, we're gonna go through your horoscope and let you know what's going on. Well, greetings Aries, welcome to your horoscope. So Mars is still retrograde, so there's like a hesitancy. And I always think of Mars retrograde as sort of like the Muslim saying about the jihad being really the war within yourself. And in Vedic astrology, when we look at whenever Mars is retrograde, we think to ourselves, this is a good sign for yogis, people practicing yoga. It's that the real battle is getting self-control and putting things on yourself in a better way. Capricorn season for Aries is about the career. It's about how we relate to the public and where our public karma is and how are we dealing with this. The other thing that's going on is we've got a new moon this week, folks. I didn't say that before. Monday afternoon in Purva ashada nakshatra of Sagittarius. That's part of the sky it'll be in if you could see it. And it deals with Apis, the water god. It's ruled by Venus, and since it's in Vedic Sagittarius, the two gurus, it'll be in Western astrology, it will be in Capricorn. So, what I think for Aries is this is a time for new jobs, a victory, just overcoming the past and moving forward into the future. Okay. All right. So, right on. Greetings, Taurus. Welcome to your horoscope. What we see here is Uranus in Taurus, and Uranus in Taurus, for Taurus people, it's been going on for a long time. We had it in World War II, we had it in the Civil War, there's probably had it, before the forming of the United States, a lot of different things. Anyhow, a lot of different time periods to look at with Uranus and in this particular position. It's in Taurus in both systems. So if you're a Taurus born, between like the 14th through the 20th of May, it's been a wild ride. There's been a lot of unpredictable things that have happened. Now, your Venus ruled sign, Venus has been in Aquarius, and that's your midheaven, and it's far away from Pluto now. So it's just like a lot of how do you present yourself to the public? Are you involved in a love relationship with someone at work? Are you putting more beauty in your workspace? Those are the questions. Now, Capricorn is ninth house. That's the father. That's your teachers. That's travel, education, exotic experiences, good fortune. I think those things are happening too. Greetings, Gemini. Welcome to your horoscope. So, expanding your life with knowledge. And knowledge is a good thing. Knowledge does not come easy. It's sought after or hard. And one of the symbols for Purva ashada or Tara ashada, this certain part of the sky, is the tusk of an elephant. That's his most valuable possessed instrument. Now, this new moon is about transformation. It's about letting it go, and it's about really getting close to your spiritual life, acknowledging nature, acknowledging that essence of everything that's created the world and holds it all together. And there's going to be some things in this period that you really can't control. It's going to be other people's power that you're going to be dealing with a lot. And sure, there's themes like sex, death, birth, other people's property, inheritance, all kinds of things can be happening with something like this. I heard you also do really good on yard sales and kind of underground economies with 8th house sun transit. Mercury still in the 7th house, being a sweet talker, a diplomat. This weekend looks romantic, it looks good. Enjoy, Gemini. Okay, greetings, Cancer. Welcome to your horoscope. All right, so here we are with the sun in the 7th house. So relationships are on your mind. And, Pluto's in the 8th house, so there's lots of transformation going on. Venus is there, and so maybe things involving your spouse or partner that you're not in control of, that could be part of this theme. It could also be the time where you do artwork making holy cards or something. Your own tarot or some kind of like mystery cards, angel cards, I don't know. People do things like that. And there's, various opinions about all these things. Some saying that's the darkest, awfulest thing, and some people say, no, it's wonderful, it's good guidance, So frankly, it's just like, let God speak to your heart and don't trip on what everybody else says. I don't want to stop anybody from doing good, and I don't want to lead anybody into a dark place. Working on your health right now. That's important, this weekend, health issues. And then allowing yourself to go through that transformative process. And it's, it is a time where partnership is important, but it's just generally everything's about working with others and doing the best you can with that. All right, greetings, Leo, welcome to your horoscope. Mars is going retrograde, and it's been in your 1st house, but it's going to go out in about another week and a half, 2 weeks. It's going to be back in Cancer again. And it'll be debilitated in both Vedic and Western at that point. It's still debilitated in Vedic and Cancer, but, most of you Leos are Vedic Cancer, so. Pardon me. So how do we negotiate with that? Well, once again, like I said to Aries about Mars, when Mars is retrograde, it's like we go within and we work on our inner life so we could prepare ourselves to have a better outer life. And, Mars does deal with leadership and independence and physical strength, lust. And, it's, I don't really see narcissism necessarily as lust after yourself. I see it as a sort of a form of confusion and insecurity, where we don't know if we're really there. And we live in a somewhat narcissistic, ego-driven culture. And it's like, when your ego is like, I want to help other people, there's people that are lost and I don't want to contribute to their lostness. I just want to do good work because I'm courageous enough to do that. Then you've got it. I have nothing else to really say. Capricorn time. Work on your health, and work on helping others because it'll make good karma for you. It'll make you have a better summer. Here we go. Virgo, welcome to your horoscope. Well, Capricorn's another earth sign. It rules your 5th house. One of my favorite houses because it deals with children and it deals with education a little bit. It's being in your heart space. It can be creative energy. It can be travel. It can be a heck of a lot of fun. And so this is your fun season. This new moon that's coming up is going to be in that 5th house. And so if you're a Virgo who's working on arts, crafts, anything like that, good time to initiate your plan and to start taking steps, after that new moon. Otherwise, we're just kind of like letting things go. We're kind of releasing things, and and we're trying to stay in our heart, and that's important. And Mercury's still in the 4th house, so it's like this kind of introspection, kind of cabin fever feeling, and we really want to bust out a little bit, and we will be able to. Sun in Capricorn is going to help that. So there's going to be some fun. There's going to be some generosity. There's going to be some playfulness. Greetings, Libra. Welcome to your horoscope. So, I mean, you might be in a relationship with someone who's like, it's a little bit shadowy, a little bit ungrounded in some ways, or they might be a heck of a lot of fun. They might be incredibly intelligent and innovative. And most of the planets you can see are in that lower part of the chart. I mean, this is where we get introspective. This is where we're looking within, which is, perfect for wintertime, really. And even socially speaking, not everyone's in their greatest place, that they've ever been in. Venus, though, and Pluto in the fifth house, it's like this is transformation. This is where we can change how we love. Sun in Capricorn, fourth house, more introspective, more like, I just want to be at home. Yeah, greetings, Scorpio. Welcome to your horoscope. So, Uranus in the seventh house, of relationships, have to try new things, and find inspiration. And, it's not just your partner, but it's whoever you're relating to. And it's also kind of how you are at the workplace to some extent. So many big changes are coming up. Saturn and Neptune in the fifth house, be more disciplined with your children, with your love life, and Capricorn's like your community, your brothers and sisters, your siblings, people you grew up with when you were younger. It's a library, it's a bunch of information, and it's your environment, and do things to enjoy and appreciate the environment, especially with this new moon. Reestablish your connection with nature. Greetings, Sagittarius. Welcome to your horoscope. So for Friday, the moon moves into your sign just before noon and is there most of the weekend, Saturday, Sunday. So you're kind of like, celebrating this weekend. And it's right before that first new moon in Capricorn, where, your season is more officially over. I mean, it's over since December 21st, but there's still lingerings. You got Mercury in the first house, so you have a lot of information, you've got a lot of intelligence, a lot of stuff to share. And, probably after the holidays, because a lot of you are really generous, you might be concerned about your money and finances, making more money. You might also have some after holiday gatherings with family, because second house is also family. So a lot of a new way of looking at your values coming on with this new moon that's happening on Monday. Greetings, Capricorn, and welcome to your horoscope, and happy birthday to all the Capricorns having birthdays. And the old adage is that these are the people that really lose out because Christmas overshadows and Hanukkah overshadows their birthday, and people forget and all these things. And Kwanzaa too, I should say happy Kwanzaa to people that celebrate Kwanzaa. I'm thinking about this. So much going on right now. I do want to wish Kelly Cottier happy birthday. I have a feeling this could be a milestone for her. So and with a new moon, her birthday's the 31st. The day before. That's also kind of significant. Whenever you have a new moon around your birthday, there's like there's a refreshing going on. But for anyone, Capricorn right now, Mars in the 8th house, practicing patience, practicing meditation, practicing looking within. And Jupiter in the 6th, it's like helping others, The big theme is to help others as much as you can, especially, Jupiter is going to change signs this year, and it does very well in Cancer, but you really want to focus on helping others right now. And I see a lot of changes in finances, good things happening, and overall really positive renewal for your season. Greetings, Aquarius. Welcome to your horoscope. Okay, for Aquarius, this is where we have to kind of let go. This is the sign of loss for Aquarius. It's 12th house. Okay. So releasing things, releasing everything that wasn't working. That's a good feeling, actually. It's like taking a bath. It's like washing yourself, You're cleansed, you're ready to go. You're ready to move forward in a positive way. And I like that. I like that feeling. I want us all to have that feeling of freshness, but the feeling of loss and isolation, and maybe losing things and not being able to connect. It's a sort of an introspective time, and this is a good time to go on a spiritual retreat, fast and pray in the wilderness. For those of us in the northern climes of the northern hemisphere, it's not a great time. I mean, it's a more challenging time to be out in nature. You need good equipment and warmth and stuff to do it. But you'll get what you need, and you've got a lot of insights right now, and you've got so much love to give, and you're really, what I've seen is like this kind of adaptability where you're able to move forward in all situations, which is not an easy task for a fixed sign. But like the thing I always notice about Western Aquarius is like they're often really good at innovating and inventing things, and they are able to take their practicality to a way that serves humanity better. Well, greetings Pisces, and welcome to your horoscope. I mean, Capricorn season is a social time for you. It's the 11th house. Jupiter in Gemini, a little more introspective in the 4th house. Neptune, of course, is in Pisces along with Saturn, so you have to show a lot of maturity, and you have to deal with things as you know it. And I think, a lot of things, like certain protocols and things, a lot of people have felt violated. They felt like they had to do what they had to do, but they feel violated. And I think it's really important that in all relationships that there isn't coercion and that things are kept clear. And this is one of the problems Pisces have, is making things clear, putting it down in detail exactly what it is. They have very strong feelings, and they think that strong feeling is going to be conveyed to another person in the exact logical steps. And this is why Mercury is debilitated in Pisces, first of all, is that it's this foggy thinking. It's this not being precise and exact about what you're saying. It's like you're giving yourself some cushion, some oh, that's not what I really said or meant. And if you're being dishonest, you're not only being dishonest to other people, you're actually being dishonest with yourself. And I think, since this is your social season, it's a time to put yourself on more discipline, to be precise in communication, and to show what your real intentions are in a way that's clear enough that everyone can see it. And it was not to make you feel bad, but you're going to have to come up with something better than Taco Tuesday this year. And or drinking with friends. I mean, it is going to be a challenge, but rise up to your best stuff. And this is why I'm saying this, is that you have amazing spiritual compassion, and you have an awareness of some amazing truths in your life. And if you learn how to share them in a way that they can be received, acknowledged, in a way that's clear, you're going to do so much better. And I think this is overall a good fortune time. People are going to bless you. I didn't mean to scare you or anything, or just get on your case, but when you know some Pisces and you get two different stories from what other people have told them and then what you've told you, you're like, okay, I am on to your game, girl. It's like you've got to get to your place, or guy, to a place of honesty and integrity, and that's going to lift everybody up around you and yourself. And I mean, that goes for all of us, because really, ultimately, folks, we're all signs. Happy Hanukkah. Please subscribe, hit the bell notification. We're getting closer to 1,000 subscribers, and share this video freely. I appreciate you. Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, all those wonderful things, and I look forward to being with you in the new year. Om Shanti, 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 Om Tat Sat.